Thank you and welcome. The time, 1963. The music, the Beach Boys and Surfin' USA break over the top. They set the tone and the trends of a nation of young and curious baby boomers. Warm California beaches, cool cars and surfboards, big blonde hair and baggy shorts. But were these really trends? Fast forward to 2008. The iPod, today's source of music. Is this a trend? Is mobile gaming? Are blogging and social communities trends? How about do-it-yourself video? All of these may look like trends, but are they? Were the Beach Boys singing about regional lifestyles that became national trends? Or did all those golden images of California come from something deeper, like an exhilarating sense of freedom, breaking away from traditional mores, an open and unbuttoned down approach to life and work, and a bi-coastal perspective of country? Trends. Are they the surfer or the wave? Good question, and one we'll examine today. Trends come upon us quickly. We can be neck deep in a trend before we know it, and that's okay because many of us in marketing are good wave runners. Of course, some of us discover we're on the bottom of a trend when it swells. In either case, when you're riding a wave, you're actually managing a series of crises. Do it well, and you glide into shore. Or you wipe out. Regardless, perhaps it's not trends we should be looking for. Maybe if we look out farther, beyond the breakers, we can see what's driving the trends and be more successful at managing the waves once they crest. But before we go too far, we interrupt the sunshine for a weather report and a snapshot of reality. Just about a month ago, the respected advertising executive, Avi Don, said that the U.S. economy is facing the perfect storm. The housing crisis, high pressure on credit, deterioration of the job market, oil prices spiraling up, and the dollar spiraling down have created an economic atmosphere unprecedented in recent times. With consumer confidence fading, all of us in marketing may feel the turbulence perhaps as never before. It's not going to be all fun in the sun. To quote Avidan, top-line growth is harder to drive. Marketing budgets are being scrutinized, and the marketing landscape is shifting daily, while seasoned and trustworthy communications Sherpas are hard to come by. Yet the glass need not be completely empty or even half empty. That's because recessions, like any sort of disruptive or disruption, can create opportunities. Those who are ready will profit by it and thrive. Our goal then today is to help you understand what's driving the waves and prepare you for riding them. Let's start by shedding some light on the major currents and the trends they'll push in the coming year. To prepare, we reviewed no less than 20 different sources of trends in marketing, marketing communications, and business management. As you can imagine, we looked at lots of trend data and indicators. But since we don't have the time to review all of what we found, we've grouped them into a Letterman-like top 10 for currents. We'll touch on each of these currents and focus on key trends and suggest what to do and not to do about them. At the end of our journey, we hope you gather up sufficient perspective for successful planning in the coming months. If you have questions, you can ask them at the end of the presentation. Okay, now let's dive in and get a feel for those currents. Current 1. An obsession with the customer. This is not the customer is always right kind of thing here. This is a deep dive into understanding what makes the customer tick, his articulated and unarticulated needs. But I should be saying customers, because if you're not thinking customer segmentation, you're well behind the wave already. So in this uncertain economy, one thing is certain. Chief among the key trends is adopting a customer mentality, a relentless outside-in perspective. And that includes segmentation or profiling by attitude and behavior. Marketers with good balance also know that business buying is both rational and emotional. They delve into the customer's ecosystem to understand the purchasing cycle and what drives value at each stage in the cycle. and they use online panels for quick soundings of customer opinions and ethnographic research to discover how customers really live their business lives. Traditional marketing dollars are being diverted to more customer-centric activities like partnerships, loyalty programs, customer education, and face-to-face events. In a recent survey, though, of CMOs, the overwhelming objective for 2008 is customer acquisition. At issue, though, is the marketer's true involvement with customers. The CMO Council reported that less than 30% of CMOs actually interact directly with customers. And nearly 75% said they didn't maintain a customer advisory board. Whatever you do, don't assume you ever know your customer cold. Your customer is changing. And now more than ever, because new generations of buyers are thinking and doing differently in a very dynamic economic environment. Always be looking at, asking about, and measuring how customers behave. They will be your lighthouse. Current 2. It's a global market out there. What corner of the world do you own? With a weakening U.S. economy, marketers increasingly look out farther to extend marketing activities offshore, to develop or penetrate new markets, to create more global brands, or for those managing only North America, to source products and services that will help them compete against new global brands landing here. Don't forget the effect of technology in the global context. Plan for a place-shifted, time-shifted, cross-cultured, videoed, and highly collaborative environment that will operate across the ponds 24/7, 365. Whether it's packaging or advertising, whether it's placed on a shelf at Staples or in a magazine read in Germany, or video like this one we did for Motorola that's designed to fit most any geography or culture. Make certain you consider language, attitudes, and the social mores in all the places your marketing and brand messages will travel. Remember, when you cross the border, everything changes. Current 3, the blurring of business channels. Used to be that selling business brands through channels was pretty cut and dried. Manufacturers sold to distributor, distributors sold to dealer, dealers sold to end user, or the distributors sold direct to end users. Today, that's changing in dramatic ways. Retailers have entered the picture. Now you can buy at Home Depot what professionals could only buy at a tool house or through a plumbing or electrical distributor. At the same time, Home Depot feels the competition from e-tailers like Amazon, where you can also buy brand name tools and supplies. Speaking of supplies, remember how you used to buy stuff for the office from any number of full-line office supply dealers? Now you go to Office Depot or buy what you need online and get it the next day from Staples or via FedEx. Will your brand cross over? Will it need to fit a retail and wholesale channel? If so, don't assume your brand's promise and expression will fit all. And you better really understand what that alternate channel thinks is important and know its priorities. Because at the end of the day, your marketing and selling programs need to match the alternate channel's frequency. You need a branding, messaging, pricing, and most likely a merchandising and packaging strategy that can hopscotch successfully over the great divides between these major channels. Oh yeah, and be prepared to spend a dear part of your margins on those retail line reviews. They can instantly change your brand's retail future from make to break. Current 4, the multiplicity of communications channels. Xerox just brought out a new corporate identity, new logo and brand expressions. Interbrand, the firm that did the work, said that critical to the design was its use in a 4-screen world. Personal digital handheld device, computer monitor, television, public video, such as you might see in elevators, public transportation,